Hello, monsters, and good afternoon for a special show today because we have brought back, kami talaga, we brought back a band from the 90s, an iconic alternative rock sensation. We've got Sugar Hiccup here in the Monster booth. Say hello to Melody Del Mundo, Sandra Pollack, Iman Leandro, Mervin Panganiban, who are Sugar Hiccup. Hello!
Hi, everyone.
Hello, RX.
Oh
Hey, RX.
my goodness.
Glad to be here.
Oh my goodness. So, for those who are unfamiliar, right? Sugar Hiccup, like what is the origin story of that band title or band name rather?
It's a song title from the Cocteau Twins.
Okay. And like, so was it a similar interest among the bandmates that you guys were really into this kind of, sound?
In the beginning, it wasn't, but eventually it led to that direction.
Yeah.
So it was a good balance for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. And did it take some time for you to find the band's sound?
Want to answer to that?
Not that long.
Not that long.
Yeah.
Okay. And
2 hours.
2 hours. I
And
love
15
that.
minutes.
At least it all came together in one day. So so then for the monsters who, because we have some young listeners who are tuned in or watching live also on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch as well, how would you describe your sound? Like if like we're listening, we have college students probably who are listening in. If it's the first time they're hearing of Sugar Hiccup, how would you describe the sound, your sound to them?
Sandro?
It's called Sugar Hiccup.
Sugar
I
Hiccup.
would say we
Look it up.
belong to we belong in the dream
That's
pop
what-
genre.
Dream pop,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the
Dream pop,
closest
genre.
sound.
Okay. And so, who were the influences in you creating, this dream pop, like identity as Sugar Hiccup?
There's a lot. We could say like, Cocteau Twins is one, although they're not considered as dream pop. We have the Sundays. We do have, Mazzy Star is not dream pop.
No.
But dreamy
Chilean,
though, a little bit.
Norphan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that would probably fall under this category, but it's a mixture of a lot of things.
Pale Saints, yeah.
Yeah, and I will admit, when I was listening to your music, actually, like the first band that came to mind for me was Cranberries, because there were some elements of it that that kind of reminded me, oh, this, I feel like this, I've heard this like in Zombie, or like it's kind of like
It's okay.
yeah.
I mean,
And
you
so
know, yeah,
Brains.
yeah.
yeah, and so I want to yeah.
Personally, we like the band Cranberries.
Yeah.
So
we used to
much.
cover, a
Yeah.
few of their songs back in the 90s.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that. And so for Melody though, like I want to know, because you have such a unique voice. Like how did you know you had that kind of voice or sound? And like yeah, and how did it eventually, become the essence, I guess, of like Sugar Hiccup?
So I was in a church choir member since I was in second grade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically my vocal training in the church.
Okay.
But I do listen to a lot of music since I was young. Like I would listen to the Carpenters or ABBA or the Doors,
Right,
and
yeah.
a lot of singers that I look up to. Is probably something that I would want to emulate when I was younger. But when I got into this band, I eventually kind of found the voice for the sound.
Okay.
Because we first created the atmospheric sound, to say the least.
I see.
And then I kind of, maybe this kind of voice would fit very well into the music. And, it worked out.
It did work out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sorry, as far as I remember,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't know she had that voice. I think it was me.
Yeah,
who
my
pinched
voice was
you
like
somewhere.
this
It's like
when I was young.
then you started screaming, something like that. Then out came the
Yes,
voice.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
voice.
But I mean, yeah, like what you mentioned, it did work for the sound and for the identity of Sugar Hiccup. And your first single, actually, 5 years off of your first album, Oracle, it was actually a track that it did showcase like the unique sound, your unique voice as well. to the point where radio stations back then they were hesitant to play it. Like as far as I can remember, like I think there were lyrics at the like 2/3 in, but then it was mostly instrumental. And then there was also your voice in the background, but then like and so like radio stations they were hesitant at first, but then interestingly enough, you went on to win Best Alternative Song and Best Alternative Performance from Katha, and then also Oracle won Best Alternative Album in the Albit Awards. And
Oh,
so,
great. You researched that.
yes,
Cool.
yes, of course.
I didn't know that.
And so,
Very good.
yeah, and so like, could you recall like those moments? Because in the beginning, it's like since stations were hesitant to do so, to the and to it coming full circle that you're on stage receiving an award for it. Like, how did that feel? Or could you recall like that moment when you were handed the award for the song?
Well, we were surprised, obviously, because we didn't know that it was going to be such a hit that it would be enough to be recognized by those prestigious award-giving bodies. And at the same time, it does not define the band because for a lot of people who don't know Sugar Hiccup, that's all they know, like about the
right.
song from the band, and
Yeah.
and that's all they care about. But we're more than that. But we did appreciate, especially during that time, those radio stations who played the song because it's very out of the norm, something that maybe people would like. They probably frowned upon that song, pero
They got scared, actually.
yes, and then
Not scared.
but yeah, it's very surprising as far as the effect or the impact of the song to a lot of people, but mostly for those award-giving bodies.
Come Halloween and
Yes.
November 1st, we're back alive again. That
Oh,
song. Yeah.
real. Okay. Well, I mean, and like maybe there's some hauntingness to the sound, but then I think that's also like, I mean, like Alanis Morissette has that kind of sound also in some of her songs, but it's so endearing, like to hear, like it just captivates you, and I think that's what 5 Years does too when you listen to it. At least when I heard it too, I was like, this is actually really cool to listen to because I've never heard anything like it before.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, cool.
So I actually want to know, like, my show is called The Deep Dish, and we do talk about life and dating relationships, but that we're putting that aside. More into life. Like, we're gonna go a little deep. So, do you sometimes still feel imposter syndrome? And how do you combat those thoughts of self-doubt if ever it does come up?
I don't want to doubt myself right now.
Oh, that is really deep.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, like just like thinking, I don't like,
Like
in
a
your own
charlatan
life.
thing,
I guess in your own life.
I don't, at least for the most part.
That's good.
Because I live in a real life. I mean, I have kids and I work, and
do?
I do.
You told me you're
I have-
single.
Oh gosh, I have 10 kids. But no. I mean, for me, I just keep it real. And I think if you keep it real and if you just stay within the realm of your current status
Yeah.
in life, and then that should hopefully, take you away from that kind of syndrome.
I think what you're saying is like you're living like in the present moment, like as it is.
I mean,
yeah.
it's not bad to dream or to wish upon things.
Yeah.
But just keep it real, and that should make life much simpler.
The
I
same
guess so.
thing with our music, actually. We just make music as how we feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really succumb to any genre or any demand. No compromises. So we play, we make music the way we project ourselves.
There we go.
It's
So
here.
for some monsters listening, maybe that can help. So now we're going to hear your first song for us, and it's called Us. So really quickly, what is the song Us about? Is it about us?
Yes.
It's about us, or it's about them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, without further
It's all
ado,
about you guys.
we're playing the first song of Sugar Hiccup, and it's called Us right here on The Monster.
they didn't know how hard it is to be heard, to be lost in the mist. And we almost gave our lives to be a flambeau, to give light to you and me, and in return they won't agree. We cast you down, doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean a thing. And we almost gave our lives to be a flambeau, to give light to you and me, and in return they won't agree. We cast you down, doesn't mean a thing. A flambeau, to give light to you and me, and in return they won't agree. We cast you down, doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean a thing.
There we go. We got Us by Sugar Hiccup here on the Monster. Oh my goodness, that was so nice and pleasant to hear for sure. And I want to know actually, there was a time when you guys weren't performing, but then how long ago was it for you guys to actually go get back together and start, just jamming out at least?
I would say that was back in 2015 when we
Oh.
reunited after 14 years prior to that.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of, I guess, some changes that happened to the band
Mhm.
back in the day, and then 2015 was when this first lineup reunited. I mean, not first time we reunited with this lineup, and
Yeah.
from then on to now, then we've gone to a few reunions. We've released an album, and we just released an EP, and now we're back here for our 30th anniversary.
That's really awesome. And so that's right. You actually did mention that you guys are back for a reunion tour called Sugar Hiccup 30 Reunion Tour. So, how did that come about? Like, was it just, did it take some time for you to decide, like, to have a 30th reunion tour, or was it something?
Well, our 30th year actually was last year. So
Mhm.
this is our 31st, but we're celebrating it because we didn't get to celebrate last year. We were planning on it, but there were some hurdles because
Mhm.
of my work. And so we did postpone it. And so now fast forward to today, and right now we were able to pull it off. And thanks to Ian Urrutia of GNN, Gabina Naman Productions, along with other co-producers of this milestone for the band, we were able to make it happen, and we are very grateful and thankful because this is the first time actually that GNN had partnered with other producers from other cities like Cebu and Baguio,
Mhm.
where we will be performing next week.
Right.
I was able to tap onto a producer in Singapore. That's an
awesome.
independent producer.
Really,
So
Singapore?
yeah, can you believe that? Yeah, so we're actually playing in Singapore as well. So
Nice,
this
I'm
is such a great I guess a great way to celebrate 30th, 30th anniversary for the
Last
band.
year we
Yeah.
didn't get to celebrate. We felt young, but the year after we just felt old. So yeah, let's celebrate now. So something like that.
That makes sense. Okay, so so when you weren't on stage and performing and you were pursuing different interests, how was your life like? Like what did you do?
I would love the other band
Let's hear
members who-
from
yeah.
Iman and Mervin. Why not?
What about?
What was your life like when you weren't performing, when you were not with the band? You were collecting records and guitars. Awesome. And so like is there one standout like a record that you got that you're like, "Oh, thank God." It's hard. Okay, okay. Okay. And what about you, Mervin? Ah. The betrayal. Ah. You heard it first. No, I'm just kidding.
So that was you.
Well, anyway, so what about for Melody and for Xandro?
Well, I am a full-time employee
Mhm.
back at home.
Mhm.
I am a full-time mom, a full-time wife, full-time everything.
Mhm.
I do have a band in LA. It's called the Melodies.
Oh,
So
cute.
I continue music, but it's definitely a different type of sound.
Sure.
Nothing compared to this. Meaning it's way like it's left and then it's right. So it's like opposite. So
Okay.
that's what's keeping me busy.
Gotcha. All right.
Xandro.
Xandro.
For me, it's still music.
Mm.
I score some films.
Mm-hmm.
I have other bands. I play with other bands, and then I used to have a we were a band called the Prank Sinatra. That's yeah.
Did you cover Frank Sinatra or?
Oh, of course not.
No.
Original music.
Okay.
I
Okay.
used to play drums for them, and then other bands as well. Then we, it's all music for me.
Mm.
Also, I have a friend with me here, our videographer. His name is Mike
Mm-hmm.
Aktung. So we do films also and music
Nice.
videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
we wish to get into the porn industry, but you know. Just
And you will
kidding,
be
just
scoring
kidding, just
that.
kidding. Score it. Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. So, so did you guys keep in touch though when even when you guys were okay? Yeah, that's awesome. Is there a group chat?
Oh, we have a group chat,
okay.
and then I have individual.
Hala, group chats within
yeah,
group
para
chats.
pag may papagalitan. isa-isa.
Ah, okay, yeah, understandable naman.
So,
All right, so for Sugar Hiccup 30 reunion tour, how many songs will you be performing, and what are some of the songs that you'll be performing for the crowd?
It's a good mix of all the albums, from back in the day, the first, the second, and the fourth album, and maybe a couple of songs from our EP.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a few covers that we're gonna play because we would love
Awesome.
to bring, especially those who knew the band way back then,
Yeah.
who will be watching, who's been watching us ever since we started. So there will be covers that we've been playing since we started that we will play
Mm-hmm.
in the show, and that would probably give them a little bit of nostalgia, when they were watching us from Dread or from Mayrix or 70s Bistro. So that would be great.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome. And so, how do you guys feel coming back on stage together? Excited? Are you dreading it?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
so excited.
Okay.
Of course
Okay.
we are. It's just like it's very tight schedule because
Mm.
I'm only here for 2 weeks.
Ah, okay.
So we cramped every
Eh? And quickly, what is it about? Because it's not English or Tagalog.
Doesn't really mean anything.
All right, there we go. I love it. So, without further ado, we got Modern Day by Sugar Hiccup only here on The Monster. Sugar Hiccup with Modern Day here on the Monster. Oh my goodness. And of course now, before we actually do end the episode with Sugar Hiccup, of course, invite the Monsters. Where can they catch you for Sugar Hiccup 30 reunion tour?
Yes, beginning this Saturday, our reunion gigs kick off. So we're going to be at 123 Block in Mandaluyong. Show starts exactly at 7. The next day will be at Clark Key in Singapore.
Oh wow.
That's a Sunday.
Cuba
We'll see you
Libre.
all
Yeah,
there,
Cuba
right?
Libre.
Yeah.
The show starts at 4 p.m.
Mhm.
And then the following week on Friday, we will be at is it Baguio?
Canto
Baguio.
Bogchi.
Yes, thank you. Where's the place again? Canto
Canto
Bogchi
Bogchi
Joint.
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 I have
Yeah.
código.
And the show starts
Thank you.
at 7, I think,
Mhm.
or 6 p.m. And then the following night, Saturdays, we're gonna be in Cebu
Mhm.
at
It says TBA.
No, no, no. That's
I'm
the-
sure you
it's
have a more updated
the vinyl. Yeah. Oh,
vinyl shop.
Unity. Unity. Coffee and vinyl.
There we go.
Yes.
Unity Coffee and Vinyl.
Yes. Show
Teamwork.
starts at 6 p.m. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Well, once again, we got Sugar Hiccup, and you can catch them starting this Saturday reunion and see their reunion tour, and they sound amazing, by the way. In case this wasn't any indication.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All right.
much. Thank you, RX.
Thank
Yes.
you so much as well for dropping by. And that is it, Monsters. Once again, give it up for Sugar Hiccup. Woo! And for now, keep it locked only here on The Monster. Bye.
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 Thank you.